Hello. Hey, thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. I am just admitting some folks onto into the meeting. So we're going to admit some people in. Hey, thanks for joining. Okay. So we're still connecting. I'm going to see if I can just get started here. Thanks for joining. And bear with me a moment. Hi, my name is Shona, and I want to thank you and welcome you to our 6th masterclass on how to power up your immunity. Thank you so much for joining us. We are talking today about how to get the most out of your fruits and your vegetables, and making sure that you get as many nutrients as possible into your system. So now I'm going to see if I can mute the phones. Thanks for joining. Okay. I'm trying to see if I can't mute these phones here. You're able to just mute your own phone. I cannot see it. Okay. Here we go. And you do have the opportunity to unmute yourself if you want to say something. You can jump right in. Okay. So thank you so much for joining. We have a short window of time. So I want to welcome everyone to our masterclass for powering up your immunity. If you are under doctor's care, you want to make sure that you talk to your doctor first before you make any changes to your regimen. Okay, it's very important. So let us make sure that as you're moving along with changes and with challenges from this pandemic, that you are talking with your doctor about any cleanses that you want to do, any changes in your daily regimen that you want to do, because if you are on medication, you want your doctor to be very clear about what you're doing so that they can advise you properly. This masterclass is just to help you understand the power of food, what you might not have known that you have right in your kitchen, right in your arsenal already, and how you can power up your food. So really quickly, I'd just like to reintroduce myself. My name is Shona Williams. I am the founder and the host of a series called Cancer Be Gone speaker series. And in the series, we attempted to explain the power of good nutrition and how it can restore your health holistically and naturally. So I have a host of different information here for you to share with you from those interviews. I did interviews last year and over the holidays. If you're interested in seeing those interviews, I would welcome you to just talk to me, contact me, email me. You can Facebook me on Facebook also, Vegan Plate Please. That is my Facebook. And alternatively, you can just go to www.cancerbegoneseries.com and sign up for my communications there. And then that way we can communicate that way also. So today we're talking about the power of food. And here I have some delicious things here to share with you. Down here. I'm going to cut off my face a little bit just to share with you. I have a cabbage. Okay, this is a green cabbage, but it does still apply. Anything that I'm telling you still does apply to the red cabbage. All right, I have parsley here. Beautiful, beautiful parsley. fresh picked also from the garden, from a girlfriend's garden. She is a fitness coach. Her name is Robin. So hopefully she'll be able to come on and talk to us about how she got her parsley to be so robust and beautiful like this. I also have some tomato here, okay, red tomato for you. And I have potatoes and remnants from my carrots, top and the bottom of my carrots, regular onion, this is a white onion, and I also have some ginger, okay? So now, here we're going to talk about the power of food and how to make sure that your food is powered up and working for you, okay? We have 40 minutes to go, maybe a little bit less, 35 minutes now. But I would like to say that this is going to be expedited. If you have any questions or anything like that, you can feel free to put them in the chat or raise your hand, and we'll try to address them at the end. If I don't address them at the end, feel free to contact me, okay? My door is open. Now, let's get started. Lots of times we throw food away that is absolutely empowered and is there so that our bodies can take full advantage of those nutrients. Okay, so, hey Wilma, thanks for joining. So we want to make sure that we're not throwing away good nutrients. We want to make sure that we're not throwing away good nutrients and that we're using the food to our fullest advantage. We are experiencing a food shortage right now. Okay, so it's important that you grow your own food. My girlfriend, gave this to me, parsley, robust, beautiful, right out of her garden. We need to be understanding how important it is to grow our own food, to get together as communities, and to do these types of things so that we can not only sustain ourselves, but sustain our families and our communities. It's important to think outside, outside of our small nucleus, and understand the value of togetherness. The value of unity is so important right now. So my girlfriend might be growing parsley, but I might be growing cabbage, or kale greens. Someone else down the street might be growing tomatoes or beans. So right now, it's really important for us to think outside of our small nucleus and start to think communal so we can protect ourselves. So what I wanted to talk to you today about was how not to throw away valuable nutrients into the trash. This is a cabbage, and I had made part of it into a live cabbage dish. So we did a live food week, and I'm going on along still with that, with the recipes and whatnot. But part of my cabbage that didn't get cooked, which is the core, can be used for a broth. So this is what I'm talking to you today about, how to utilize your food and get the best nutrients out of your food before you throw it away. It's really important that we understand that food was designed to empower our system so that we can maintain good health, quality of life, energy, vibrance, good hair, nails, skin, everything like that comes from these nutrients that are in the foods. So we want to make sure, normally we peel the outer layer of the cabbage off, and we take the core and we throw the outer layer and the cabbage core into the trash. I'm encouraging you, hold on to this, put it into a pot of water, okay, along with, we used onions too, along with the tops and the bottoms of your onions. Now you might say, oh, that's just really gross. Okay, I don't want to put that into my pot, but you're not going to eat it. Okay, so no worries there. You're not going to eat the tops and the bottoms of the onion. Okay, you're going to just put it into the water because the nutrients are there. They're concentrated in the stem and in the root. of your food. It's concentrated, the nutrients are concentrated in the core of your food, you know, in the core of your cabbage. Now, you can put these things into water and boil it down, add a bay leaf, add some parsley, some ground cumin, some coriander, some rosemary, basil, oregano. You are making, what you're making is a broth. You're making your own broth, and it's going to be so powerful, packed with nutrients for you. So what do you do with this broth after it's finished making? You know, you add a little salt to it. If you can have salt in your diet, you add a little salt. You add a little cayenne pepper. You know, you add things to your broth to bring up the flavor of your broth. But this is very, very nutritious. You take the broth and you strain away your core and the tops and the bottoms of your carrot. See, this is the top of the carrot, bottom of the carrot. That's all going into my broth. I'm not going to waste those nutrients because my body needs them to be empowered. My body needs them in order to be stimulated and fortified. So what you're doing is you are fortifying your own broth. And what you do with this broth is you make your rice. You might like to have brown rice, and I encourage you to have brown rice. It's just more healthy, you know. Quinoa, you can have red quinoa or the yellow quinoa, right? Have organic quinoa though. If you're having anything, make sure that your things are organic as possible, close to being naturally grown as possible, because they're spraying pesticides and herbicides all the time all over our foods. And those things may cause autoimmune resistance to certain, you know, things in our body, and our systems become malfunction on account of them. So there's a lot of controversy around conventionally grown food because of the sprays that they use for those foods. So I'm encouraging you, go to your co-ops or at the grocery store, go look for organic, right? Organic food. It's going to be much better for you. Now, also, when you're making your soups, okay, you make your soups from scratch. You make your soups from scratch, and the water can either be the broth, or you can have plain old water and make your soups, okay? Use the whole potato. Lots of times we're cutting off the skin of the potato, right? Lots of times we're cutting off the skin of the potato, but that's where the nutrients are. The inside of the potato is starch, and it carries nutrients, yeah, but the main nutrient is right underneath the skin. And as soon as you cut that skin off, you're cutting off your main nutrients. So you want to keep the skin on. So what types of potatoes do we use? So you refrigerate the broth. The broth needs to be refrigerated so that it doesn't mold. Remember, it's organic. Okay, so you want to make sure that it's refrigerated. You can keep your broth, you know, in a mason jar. I encourage you to keep your broth in a jar and glass as opposed to plastic. Okay, so go out there and get your mason jars and get your lids. Sometimes the lids are in a separate from the jars, but make sure that you're getting the right size lid or the right size jar. See, this jar has a unique lid, right? So we're gonna make sure that we get the right size jar for the right size lid for the right size jar. Now going back to the potato. Your potatoes should be washed in perhaps a nice bath of water with a couple tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. Apple cider vinegar is really, really good to clean things. I'll be sending out a follow-up from this masterclass, and I'll include the uses of apple cider vinegar. So if you go to the store and you say, wow, that apple cider vinegar is really expensive. Do I really need the apple cider vinegar? Yes, you do. You need the apple cider vinegar, but you also need to know how you can use that apple cider vinegar in so many different ways. And one really, really good way is to use it to clean your fruits and vegetables. Now, we have a website also, I'll give this to you too. The website explains what your dirty dozen are. So the dirty dozen are the fruits and the vegetables that are more prone to need to be organic. Because if you don't get these particular fruits and vegetables organic, your risk of contamination to that fruit or vegetable is extremely high. There have been studies done that explain how people's whole lifestyles were changed, their quality of life was changed when they switched to organic foods from conventionally grown foods. So we want to make sure that we're getting these fruits and vegetables that are on the list for the Dirty Dozen organic. We also want to make sure that, being as though it's growing season, we are growing our own foods. See, this wonderful bunch of parsley can be used for a lot of different things. It's not only an herb, it's not only a flavorful herb, but it removes toxins from the blood. You know, it helps to clean your excretory system, okay? And it is packed to the hilt with vitamin C. So if you are a diabetic and you need to do green smoothies as opposed to fruit smoothies, you would use your parsley for your vitamin C, okay? And I do have a lot of different juice recipes on my Vegan Plate Please page that you can absolutely go and check out those recipes. If you need one-on-one coaching, I also do that. My business is called 360 for Life Health Coaching, and I can design a program specifically for you, okay? I advocate for cancer patients and their caregivers. That is my specialty, but I've opened up a window for others because of this pandemic that we're having. So, you know, to help with health challenges of others who might really, really need that support, you know. So I encourage you, just go to www.cancerbegoneseries, www.cancerbegoneseries, and sign up there to get the communications. Now, with your onion, okay, we lopped off the top and the bottom of the onion, and the skin is also going into the broth. So you see that? You just take the skin off, and you're putting all of this stuff into a nice little pile so that you can make your broth. And your broth can stay in the fridge for quite a while, you know, without molding. All of this is going to be to your benefit to use and to make a nice, healthy broth for yourself. Even the tomato, this is tomato, this is why I brought you tomato. This is tomato vine. Put it in your broth. There are a lot of nutrients in these things that we normally toss right out the door and into the trash. This is the ginger, okay? The ginger that I had held up earlier. See that beautiful ginger? Most people take and skin the ginger before they use it, before they slice it up. There's a lot of nutrients in the skin. There's a lot of nutrients in the skin that we're just peeling away, just like our potato, okay? So when you get your things, your ginger, choose it for nice and plump, and it looks delicious, you know, as opposed to something a little, you know, shriveled up or whatever. You want to make sure it's nice and plump and that it's not growing out little peaks from the bumps, because that means it's old. All right, so your ginger should look nice like that, nice and smooth. Once it does start to grow, if you hold on to it a little too long and it does start to grow those little peaks out of the bumps, you can put it right in the soil and you can grow your own ginger. So it's really, really nice to know that food regenerates itself. Okay, food regenerates itself, absolutely and for sure. Potatoes, they regenerate themselves, you know. So look for the potatoes with the eyes, and it'll be growing a little bit, you know, it'll be popping out a little bit. Put it into a container with a little soil, right? And once you see that potato starts to sprout up a little green sprout, then you put more soil on it. And then once you see it start to sprout again, you put more soil on top of the sprout. And that means you'll get a lot of potatoes in that batch from that one potato. So that's how you do potatoes. Let's see. Here you have your parsley, okay? So now, most people will sit and cut the stem off of the parsley. That stem is full of nutrients. And you can cut that stem up, okay, so you can see here. I'm gonna cut this stem and I'm gonna put it right into my salads. I'm gonna put it right into my soups. I'm not gonna waste it. I'm just gonna cut it really, really small. Can you see that? Really small, like that, okay? And that's what you want to do with your parsley. Let me cut the rest of it. Okay, now, that's what it looks like. That can go right into your soups. That can go right into your salad. It can go into your rice, into your quinoa. So you're utilizing everything. There should be no waste, okay? There should be no waste to your food. It's just too important. It's too important to waste right now. So, okay, Aunt Wilma, do you use per dish, or can you accumulate for several days before making your broth? What you would do is accumulate it if you like, but I would not go past 3 days. There should be a 3-day rule, you know, with your foods. Try to eat them as quickly as possible in 3 days. If you're going to accumulate your food, use the little baggies, you know, that you got from the produce place. Use your baggie and accumulate it in there, or you can freeze it. All right. Now, if being as though this is a plant, it loves water. So when you get your parsley and trim it, what you want to do is just put the parsley into the water. You see that? It goes into the water and it stays fresh. It stays fresh for days. Okay? Then you take, because parsley likes to be warm. Okay? So you take, I'm using this parsley here, but you take the rest of your parsley and you take that little baggie. And you cover up your parsley. And you put it in the fridge. Just like that. Okay, so you might want to use a cup. You might want to use a mug. Something like that. But parsley loves to be warm. Parsley absolutely loves to be warm. And I can share that that link with you too. It's got a lot of different little hacks as far as how to keep your herbs nice and fresh. Okay, nice and fresh. So parsley likes to be in water and it likes to be warm. Right. Now, when you cut your, let's see, when you cut your onion, okay, so now the onion's cut, and I didn't use my onion for, my recipe didn't call for my whole onion. Use the rest of the onion. Don't store the onion, because with onions, they absorb toxins. If you're sick, you can slice a piece of onion and put it into your sock, put your socks on. The onion will absorb your sickness. Okay, that's an old wives' tale. Okay, but what we have to do is we have to go back to old wives' tales. The old wives' tales are old wives' tale for a reason. They work. Okay, so we have to go back to basics and start to get away from all of these different types of medications and things like that, so that we can enjoy a better quality of life. So don't store your onion, use your onion for something. If your children are sick or if you're sick, you can take the onion and put it on your bedside. Okay, it will absorb the toxins in the air for you. Okay, that's how powerful an onion is. So I encourage you, do not like store your onion. Don't store it. You can use it for all different types of things. After you take the onion from whatever you did with it, however you used it, you want to throw it in the trash, because then it has all of those contaminants in the onion. So you don't want to use it to eat it. You see what I'm saying? So you take the onion and you discard the rest, you discard it because it's been used. All right. So of course, nobody would want to use an onion that they just took out of their sock. But this is the thing. We have to be mindful of the power of our foods, and we have to use our foods to the fullest so that we're not wasting and so that we're getting the benefit of the power of that food. Now, also, what you might not know about the onion is you will have to take and peel the onion and sit it to the side for about 10 minutes before you use that onion. There is a process, it's an oxidation process that's going on in that 10 minutes. So you want to make sure that you allow that chemical reaction to take place before you use your onion. Okay, now, let's see. As far as the tomato is concerned, and I'll wrap it up with the tomato. The tomato top will not kill you. It's your friend. Put it into your salads. Lots of people go ahead and they slice their tomato and they're like, oh, I don't want that little piece right there. I don't want that little piece. Okay, well, what else do you do with the little piece? If you don't want to chew it, if you can't get past that, then put it in with your scraps and use it. But there are so many nutrients right there in that little half a centimeter, in the little half a centimeter that you see there. And that is life sustaining. So we don't want to get rid of our stems. We don't want to get rid of the little piece of tomato. Even if you have strawberries, you don't want to get rid of your greens from your strawberries. Also greens from your beets, beet leaves, delicious. If you get one of those fennels, the fennel bulb, and you see all these fronds coming out the top of the fennel bulb, people slice that and just throw the fronds away. That's flavor, that's nutrients, and they're dense in those fronds. So you find a way to use your food to your fullest. And cut it up and put it into your salad, the tomato, because honestly, you'll probably never know it's there. So at this point, we are going to just summarize, okay, everything that's been said here. You want to make your own broth. Save the tops and the bottoms and the core. This is cabbage, but it's also good for broccoli, okay, or any other kind of core that you might use. The tops and the bottoms of your beets, your tops and the bottoms of your celery, your carrots, all of them are so good. Just throw them in a pot of water, make your broth. Keep your vegetables very fresh by putting them in water and closing them in a little plastic. You put them in the fridge and they stay really nice and fresh for days. Okay, let that chemical reaction with that onion occur and use your onion to your fullest. If you don't use the whole thing for your recipe, find out something else that you can do with your onion and use it, don't store it. Do not take and cut away your skins. The skin of your fruits and vegetables are so very valuable, important. Kiwi, apples, all of those different types of things. Throw them into the processor. Process them. If you can't just eat them, process them. Your lemons, your oranges, grate up your rinds so that you can get that zest. Use it in your salads, okay? And your potatoes, the skin of your potatoes is so very valuable and important to you right now. So I will be sending out links to those pages that I told you about. I'm hoping that everybody is signed up. If you haven't signed up yet, sign up www.cancerbegoneseries.com and get on to those communications, okay, that I send out on a regular. If you have any questions, thank you, Aunt Wilma. If you have any questions, just really go to anybody having a smartphone right now, pick up your smartphone, go to Facebook and link in with me on Vegan Plate Please. That's Vegan Plate Please. And like the page, give it a nice thumbs up while you're there, like it while you're there. I have a ton of wonderful tutorials on gardening. If you need help with your gardens, you can always get to me there on YouTube also. Send me a big thumbs up if you like my videos also. So Hebrews Return to the Land on YouTube. Okay, so everyone have a wonderful rest of the day. Stay safe, wear your mask, wear your gloves, okay? Be safe out there and power up your immunity from the inside out. Take care. Thank you for joining. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I sure